Hi, Reshma.
Hello, Dr. Vishal. Welcome all of you, those who are joining us live from Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, wherever you're joining us. Welcome for GEG APAC, a very, very exciting session, which is going to be our GCE Level 1 Bootcamp. Over to you, Vishal.
Yeah, welcome everyone. I'm so glad that we have had overwhelming response for the registrations, and we had to immediately decide on having a live stream rather than going for a Google Meet session. So I wholeheartedly welcome you all on this GCE Level 1 Bootcamp. There are many more things to be shared with you, and I think without wasting some time, we just start the session. Reshma,
Okay.
shall we start? Yeah.
Sure. Let's go ahead. So
Yeah.
here we go. This is our GCE Level 1 Bootcamp. It's Sunday in India, but wherever you're from, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. So in this particular session, we are going to go over a lot of Google certifications, especially the level 1, the tools, the Google tools that you will need to learn to appear for the exam. How do you give the exam? What tools are required? How to use them? And everything. There is going to be a lot of learning. So while we are discussing this, please go ahead, write down where you're from, what is your Twitter handle or any other social media, what subject you teach, and just connect with all the educators.
Yeah.
So
At
let's
this
see.
point, yeah, sorry, Reshma. Yeah, at this point, we are live on YouTube, we are live on Facebook, and we are live on Twitter. Any doubts, any queries you have, you can directly ask in the chat, and we will be responding.
Perfect.
Yes,
So who we are? So Google Educator Groups. We are a part of Google Educator Group. I'm a part of Pune, and Dr. Varya is a part of Ahmedabad. Who are we? We are Google Educator Groups who bring local educators together in person and learn online to learn, share, and inspire each other. GGs usually connect all the passionate educators to bring about change in technology usage in the schools. And we all know we are into hybrid learning, and I'm sure this is going to continue. So as a group of educators, we try to help each other integrate technology in classrooms using all the Google tools that are available right now. So let me introduce myself real quick. I am Reshma Hona. I am a Google certified trainer. I am a co-leader of Global GEG and a leader for GEG Pune. So here we have Dr. Vishal. Please
Yeah, good
introduce
morning,
yourself.
everyone. Yeah. So I'm Dr. Vishal Varya. I'm Google certified trainer, certified educator level 1 and level 2. I'm GG leader for GG Ahmedabad, and we are co-leaders for Global GG. And here we are. We are here to just share and collaborate with your people, all the educators around the world. We have got many registrations today, and we wish to see all here. Over to you, Reshma.
Absolutely, Dr. Vishal. So let's talk about why Google tools, what they do, and how they can help us. So we all are educators, we're all teachers, and we understand the importance of teaching all the subjects, math, English, language arts, science, social studies, and I am absolutely 100% sure we are very good at it, especially those who are attending right now. But if we need to provide students with some basic knowledge of technology, don't you think we should know it first, Dr. Vishal? We should know how to use it?
Yes.
Absolutely, because we are going to work in the 21st century workspace, people. So to be an effective citizen, worker, leaders in the society, we need to learn the tools ourselves and then integrate it with our students inside our classrooms to bring about these 4 C's in education, which are communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. All the Google tools are going to help us bring up all these factors of education, which are the most important while any kind of teaching in school. So Google has given us a lot of opportunities for learning. And in that, the Google certifications are one of the best things that I have come across. So I would say in the last year, I learned so much just by doing all the online courses that are available on the Resource Center for Google for Education to help myself learn all of these things, get certified, and then use my skills that I learned to implement in the school that I am here. So just distinguish yourself from other educators and try to get certified with all of these. So what are the certifications that are offered? We had a lot of queries about educators trying to understand where they can learn all this, how they can do it, how will it help them. So today just going to go really fast on what type of certifications are there. So Google Certified Educator Level 1 is your first step. So it helps you distinguish from other educators. You have learned enough tools to use it in your classroom and make a bigger impact in the society and help the 21st century workspace people. Then we have Google Certified Educator Level 2 exam. Now, you already know how to use the tools. You need to validate yourself and show how you can use it in an advanced manner in your classroom. So technology integration skills are something that are tested on Educator Level 2 exam, and completing the certificate, both of these earns you badges, which are called GCE Level 1 certified and Level 2 certified. Just flaunt your badge. Everybody will know what you know and how you can help them. So after these two certifications, we have quite a great programs from Google. The first one is the Google Certified Trainer, which me and Dr. Vishal completed a few months back. So what is Google Certified Trainer? You leverage your expertise and leadership to help others transfer education. So that is what we are here trying to do today. We are trying to inspire you, share what we have learned, and help you become a trainer. So very, very exciting. That was the best thing that happened to me. I joined the Global GEG. I joined all the awesome group of trainers, and I cannot tell you how much learning it is and how much I can share and help others with this program. Then we have Google Certified Coach. The Google Certified Coach programs empowers the educators and instructional coaches to actually work in schools and the school districts one-on-one with similar kind of teachers that need help with integrating technology in their classroom. And with what is going on in hybrid, I am sure this is something you would like to do. So becoming a Google Certified Coach helps you to have a special place in the school where you train teachers one-on-one, looking at their problems and helping them solve it. Then we have another amazing program that is called as Google Certified Innovator, or I would say Google Innovator. So it recognizes and supports top educators who are excited to grow professionally, advocate the powerful impact of technology, and innovate and improve classrooms, schools, and local communities. So if you have really something that you want to change in education, being an innovator is the best path to go. But for that, we need to go back and think about Level 1 certification. So now, what it is.
So Reshma, before we proceed to the next slide, can you just move to the previous one?
Sure.
I would just like to share with you all is, as Reshma said, that Google provides us various opportunities for various kind of certificates. So there are certain certificates for educators and there are certain certificates for tech educators, right? So if you're an educator with any of the core subjects like maths, science, or any language, so having a level 1 and level 2 certificate will suffice. But if you are a say tech leader, or if you're a tech say teacher of your school, then you should get a Google Certified Trainer. So Google Certified Trainer gives you rights to train others for Google products, and which is something that you take trainings in schools, you take trainings in classrooms, like that. So and Google Certified Coach allows you to have one-to-one training. As Reshma said, it's based on the districts. So if you look into the Indian context, which is yet to start in India, and Google Innovator is something altogether different. This is where Google organizes the camps, and you have to be a part of the camp to be a Google Certified Innovator. So अगर आप देखो So I'm sorry I'm using a different language because we got more audience from India, so please allow me to use Hindi. अगर आप देखो तो एज एन एजुकेटर आपको लेवल 1 लेवल 2 आसान रहेगा और वो ज़रूरी है एजुकेटर के लिए. और अगर आप कोर्स सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़ाते हो तो लेवल 1 लेवल 2 इज फॉर यू. सर्टिफाइड ट्रेनर जो कोर्स है वो कंप्यूटर टीचर्स के लिए होता है जो दूसरों टीचर्स को कंप्यूटर की ट्रेनिंग देते हैं और टेक्नोलॉजी यूज कैसे करना है उसकी ट्रेनिंग देते हैं. So similarly, coach is also there and similarly innovator is also there. But अगर आप कंप्यूटर टीचर है और अगर आपको गूगल सर्टिफाइड ट्रेनर बनना है तो आपके पास लेवल 1 लेवल 2 का सर्टिफिकेशन होना जरूरी है. सो दैट इज द फर्स्ट स्टेप टू इट. तभी आप उसको ट्रेनर सर्टिफिकेशन में आप अप्लाई कर सकते हो.
You're perfectly right, Dr. Waria. But I have even seen a lot of teachers like me. I'm a math teacher, but technology helped me so much in the last year that I really want to continue using it in the classroom. And I became a trainer, and now I'm helping my other math teachers along with some other subject teachers. So I think
that is the USP of Google. So you are always enticed to level up yourself. So
of course,
USP of Google,
yeah. So even if you are not a computer teacher, but you know how to use technology in your subject, probably you can try to become a Google certified trainer to help teachers in your own subject to integrate it.
Yes.
Okay. So we talked about certifications. We talked about the programs. Now, how do you get Google certified level 1 and level 2? So it's a free training. I will share the link of Teacher Training Center from Google for Education. They have 13 units. I will show you how it looks like. And then you just need to go there, finish all the courses, attend our boot camp to understand how to use the tools, take our help anytime you need, learn how to use all the Google tools, and then appear for the exam. So just like you see, the level 1 exam is, there is no fees for the course, but the only exam certification fees is $10. And then it's a 3-hour online exam. So it's a pretty serious exam. We will show you how to log in and how to create an account and how to sign up for the exam. The pass and fail is pretty critical. It is 80%. So you need to have 80% passing rate. The questions are multiple choice as well as scenario based. So we will be going over those areas as well. Then the certification is valid for 3 years. So if you're done now, you don't have to worry for another 3 years. But you need to get recertified because Google is evolving and more tools and other things are going to be added. And then you need to learn yourself, get recertified, which is a shorter test than 3 hours. And I'm sure you will be again ready to continue with another 3 hours, 3 years of certification. The only requirement is that you should have a Chrome browser. You should have access to your web camera because it is a proctored exam. Few things to remember after you sign up. Very critical is please update your Chrome browser. So if you are on your Chrome browser and if you look on the right side, you should see 3 dots. Some call it snowman, and I call it 3 dots. You just need to click on that and click on update. The exam needs to be taken in a new incognito window. That means that your exam, so that you're in a completely separate window which does not record anything. So the incognito window looks like this, the black one. So when you click on the 3 green dots, you have an option of new incognito window. It looks like this. Remember to pin your tab for the exam. So if you see my screen, you see some of the tabs which are smaller here. So if I go and right click on this tab, I have an option to unpin right now. So unpinning it gives you an option which puts a cross where you can close the tab. Otherwise, it will show pin. That helps me that there is no cross sign and there are no chances that you are going to close your exam by mistake. And the last thing, because this is from my experience, when you go onto your exam profile, you go onto this Google search. If you try to open another tab, there is quite a possibility that you're logged into your another Chrome account, and then it flags you because you tried to search something outside the exam window. So make sure that you use this Google search. So these are few things, and I am now going over to Dr. Vishal, who is going to give you some more idea about what tools are we going to learn today. Over to you, Dr. Vishal.
Thanks, Reshma. Yeah. So what we will learn today is basically Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Form, Google Slides, Calendar, Classroom, Meet, YouTube, Gmail, digital citizenship, and as an advanced topic, we'll be adding Google Jamboard and Earth. So till the topics of digital citizenship, all these topics are the topics that are covered in level 1 examinations. And we will be giving you introduction about these topics. We'll be sharing you content about these topics, and we will be also be demonstrating how to use these topics. And this is all is divided into two parts. In the first half, we will be having till Google Calendar, and in the second half, we will be having Classroom, Meet, YouTube. So the first half is from morning 8 to 10:30. So we'll be covering in 10:30 session. The first half session we'll be covering till Google Calendar, and the second half we shall be having with Google Classroom and all those things. And before we end for today's boot camp, we'll be having a lot of collaboration exercise. We will also be having collaboration exercise in the end of the first half, as well as we'll also be having sessions, collaboration sessions in the end of the second half. So second half we'll be having more opportunity to interact, and we'll see that we can accommodate more queries in the second half. So over to you, Reshma.
Okay, so I have already shared the link about the teacher center that we are going to go over, where you have the fundamentals training for level 1. So there are 13 units, and this is how it looks like. So if you go to Google for education, and if you just click the link, these links provide you with all the information about how to distinguish yourself with certifications. So this link I have already pasted in the chat. So if you want, just try clicking it. So we are going to talk about level 1 and level 2. We are going to focus more on level 1 today. So when you look here, it tells you about whatever we just said about the validity, the cost, and everything. You click on get started, and then it takes you to a link where you have all the resources required for the account. Now remember to log in with your Gmail ID, because all your progress and the certifications are going to be saved under that Gmail. So make sure that you create an account. You go to the exam. You want to make sure that you have practiced everything. So go on to the start training part. When you are on the start training, you see fundamentals training. This is a free training. This really gives you a greater perspective about how teachers have used those tools, how to use them, step-by-step knowledge about all of these integrations, as well as it really helps you with the multiple choice questions, which is a part of the exam. So there are 13 units. So as you complete the units, it keeps marking it. So you know where you left and you can come back and do it. So each one of these, so if you click one of them, it gives you a small overview of what they are going to talk about and what you are going to learn. And along with that, you also have a short quiz to take. So just to check your knowledge. When you check it, so these are all the questions, and then you have a short quiz which tells you what you have learned, how you can utilize it. It is an amazing resource for multiple choice questions. So this is where you will be starting your first learning of the course. The next one, so we already talked about the resources. We talked about this, and let's get on. Please let us know where you are from. Have you used any of the tools? What subject you teach? And here goes our Dr. Vishal Varia to talk about Google Drive. And we now begin our fun, interesting 5-hour session of all the Google tools that we need to learn today.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Reshma. Yeah. I'll be just starting to my screen. Okay. So before I start with Google Drive, as Reshma said, that when you register for examinations, you must have use your Gmail ID. So as a matter of good practice, what we do is basically we have our Gmail ID which is personal to us. We may also have our work ID. So to keep all the certifications in one particular place, is advisable that you create a special Gmail account for the purpose of certifications, so that you don't lose the communications, and all those certifications will be available with your that particular Gmail ID. So anyway, I'm starting with Google Drive. Here we are. Google Drive is a cloud-based storage solution that allows you to save files online and access them anywhere from any smartphone, tablet, or computer. Google Drive gives you the power to upload and save a range of file types, documents, photos, audios to Google server. You get, if it's an individual account, you get 15 GB of storage, which is free, which is still a good amount of storage. But if you start storing your photographs, if you start storing your work, everything, it will start soon get populated. But if you want, you can extend, you can upgrade to Google One, where you will be able to get extra storage space there, and it is definitely chargeable, but it is still reasonable. Now if you're using G Suite for Education, the G Suite for Education gives you unlimited storage on Google Drive. But with recent updates, so from April, from next month onwards, Google is changing this storage policy. They will be providing 100 TB for one particular G Suite account. So if suppose if my school is having a G Suite account, then for my school they will accommodate 100 TB. 100 TB means it's more than sufficient, but they have removed the word unlimited. It's as good as unlimited, but they've removed the word unlimited. So it will be a shared drive for that particular G Suite account. So let's see. Yeah. So what are the Drive apps and functions? It's Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, Forms, Drawings, and Sites. So all these will be stored inside your Drive, and I'll just give you a quick demo of it. So see, this is your browser. Now to open your Drive, you can just type out drive.google.com and it will open your Drive. And this is my ID. This is where I'm logged in. This is my GG ID, and this is my GG Drive. So on the left side you get is my Drive, shared drives, shared with me, recent, starred, trash, storage. Now you see this 1.2 GB or 15 GB. This is because I am using this as my private Gmail account. So it is having 15 GB limit. Now I'll just show you. If I'm using my G Suite account, which is provided by my organization, then you see that you will not have out of the things. So it is already 35.2 GB. I've already used in it, and it is not showing how much out of how many storage area. So it's unlimited for still as of now. It is unlimited for my G Suite account. So from April they are going to change. So this is something I wanted to share with you. So here this particular portion, the middle portion, if you see, the middle portion is divided into two parts. One is a quick access, and other is folders, and then is files. So when you are in my Drive, you see this is my Drive. This means you are on the root area, you are in the root folder. Now you click on any of these folders, say I click on classroom, this will change. So it is my Drive and it's classroom. So I'm into one of the folders of the classroom. So I can go back anytime. Right. Similarly, in the folders area, you will be seeing which is classroom, which is demo folder, which is a friendmoji. These are different folders that I've created. Now, if you use classroom, if you see the classroom, the icon of the classroom and the icon of the demo folder, you see this human icon inside it. The human icon says that this is a shared folder. Okay, this is a shared folder. So when you see this particular icon, this is a shared folder. Now if I open this classroom one, you will not see this icon over here. The human icons are not there, because now this particular folder is not a shared folder. Now this is very important thing. You must know that if you are sharing a folder, then anything inside that folder is automatically shared. But if you are not sharing a folder, then if you share anything inside that folder, only that particular file will be shared. So sharing rights, if you share entire folder, whatever is there inside the folder is going to be automatically shared. But if you share only a particular file, then that particular file will be shared. Now to create a new folder, you just click on new, you get is folder options, and you create a new folder. Okay, I'll just show that Bootcamp demo folder. Okay, I just create it. Okay, here you see this Bootcamp demo folder is already there. Okay, now if you see, I want to open that folder, double click on it. I'll go to the new one. Okay, these are the options. It's a file upload or file folder upload. Then there are Google Docs, Sheets. All these things are being shared. Anything you open, it will be saved in this folder. So this is one way of it. Other way, you can right click on it, and here on being right click, a context sensitive menu will appear, and from there again you will be having these options, right? So before I explain you further about the docs and all those things, let us go with this drive option. So now I want to share this drive. Okay, I go to this, I'll just right click on it, and there is an option of share. Okay, so I share this drive with, say, Reshma. Okay, and I can give a message that, okay, please use this folder for sharing content with participants. Okay, and I just send it. Now over here I get an option. This is the rights. So you get viewer rights, commenter rights, and editor rights. Now I want Reshma to contribute to this folder. So that means Reshma can add files to it, can edit files from it, and can organize files from one subfolder to other subfolders within this folder. But if I give it viewer, then Reshma would only be able to see the content of the file. She will not be able to exchange the contents, will change the contents, or alter the contents. So editor is the right privilege for that. So I'm sending it. Now, once I send, Reshma would receive an email for this, which she has to accept this sharing. Now you just see the human icon has appeared over here. Okay. Similarly, we'll do a quick thing. What I will do is, I will again go for a share one. Okay, now here I will be sharing get link. Now before getting link, what I'll be doing, I'll be change this to anyone in the link. So in the anyone link, what I'll be doing is, instead of viewer, I'll be giving you as a right of an editor. Okay, now I will copy the link. I'll say done. I'm just sharing this particular with you in the chat. Okay, now what you should do is, you should be able to access this particular drive and try to create a folder inside this drive. Okay, this is a little exercise. Let us see if anyone creates a folder inside this, can able to access the drive. So as you see, everyone is at a remote place right now. आप अपनी ऑफिस में हो या अपने घर पे हो, मैं मेरी ऑफिस में हूँ, मैं मेरी जगह पे हूँ, Reshma is other part of the world, right? Now at any point of time हमको collaboration करना है, तो what we do is we create a folder, share it among ourselves, and we can do this activity. So this is a collaboration. So this I have shared with you. If anyone creates a folder, see, okay, there is a folder called welcome. Automatically this is having a human icon. Why? Because the entire folder is shared. So whatever you prepare inside this folder will automatically be shared. So the best part of Drive is that it is having seamless collaboration. So here we have his Minu Sharma folder, demo 1 folder, right? So I appreciate the participations. I really appreciate them for being live and available. So this is something about the folder. Now if you want to add something, I want to say add a Google Doc to it. Okay, this is a blank document. So when I add anything to this folder, the created item will be shared to the same people as the selected folder. So I will create and share. Okay, so this becomes a demo. This becomes a demo, and I will just treat it as a demo doc. Okay. Now this is a demo file. I'll just simply close this because I'll be sharing the word things later. So over here the demo doc is already created. There is another document as well as Mala is also there. Now this is only possible then when you are sharing the folder. Okay. Now remember, sharing is very, very important. If you don't want your say users to mess up with your folder, it's better to give them the viewing rights. So now I'm going to change this again. Okay, I'm going to change these rights again, and from editor to viewer. Okay, and I'm done. The permissions have been updated. Now what will happen is, using the same link, now any third person will not be able to add files to this. Now you have got a viewer rights. The participants in this particular session can see. Okay, Reshma can still edit because Reshma is already as an editor. So Google Drive gives you a cloud storage, right? So in this cloud storage where you can put up all your documents. Now what we do as a matter of practice, I'll show you. This is my work ID. Okay, sorry, I created in that. Okay, so what we do is, you can see this. These are different folders over there, and all these folders. Okay, let me just share it with me. I'm go to my drive. Yeah. So this is my drive. Okay. Now any of these folders, say I want to say there was a Korean essay competition. I wanted everyone to contribute to it. So I shared this particular folder with all the staff members and with respective staff members, and had my contributions over there. Likewise, you see. So now anyone can contribute to this. By default, they have been set. There were only PDF documents over here. And the best part is, what I did was, for submitting this Korean essay competition to the Korean embassy, I simply got this drive. I got this link. Okay, I just copied this link and shared that link with the embassy. So, if I share all the documents, it is more than the capacity for the email to get attached. So email will allow only 20 MB of files to be attached. Now I have participants from say standards 3, grades 3 to grade 12, and got multiple entries of it. So I will not be able to share it on the email. So the best part was, I created this folder. All the staff members put in their particular candidates data into this folder, and I shared this folder with the Korean embassy for evaluation purpose. So this this makes the task easy. So that is something about Google Drive I wanted to share with you. In the meantime, before we proceed ahead, Reshma, do we have any queries? Shall we have any questions?
Yes, Dr. Varia, there were a couple of questions that can we save forms inside the Google Drive?
Yes. So everything you can see the screen in the Google Drive. You can have docs, you can have sheets, slides, forms, drawings, sites, anything, even your videos, even your audio files, you can upload to your drive. Anything which you want that you can be easily shared with others, you must be using Google Drive for that. And believe me, Google is providing 24/7 services. There is no downtime to it. It only happened once in many years. I would not like to recommend that thing, but it was only for 10 minutes. Only for 10 minutes, and Google Drive is available 24/7. So the best part of Google is that their servers are available all the time, right? So you will never be short of. And another important thing is, if you're using, you can have a Google Drive offline. You can offline share your save your drive into your PC or into your mobile phone, and whatever you put it into the drive, once you start internet connection, that will be automatically synchronized with your online drive.
Absolutely, Dr. Varya. This is the most exciting thing that I like about, like sometimes I'm outside, I don't have access to my laptop. I just open the drive on my phone and you can just download the app and then I just start working on it. It works seamlessly just like you are on your laptop with the internet connection. So there is one tab that you just need to click that make available on offline and it just works amazing. Saves a lot of paper and I don't have to carry all my notebooks, pens everywhere. So you're right.
Yeah. So the best part is that once it's not available. Say you can always save your folders into your files into your folder inside your mobile device or inside your computer, and you must have an offline access. So anything once you save your folder, you will be always having an offline access to already previous documents inside that folder. आपने जब भी फोल्डर को डाउनलोड कर लिया है आपके पीसी में या आपके मोबाइल फोन में, तो उस फोल्डर में जो भी डेटा रहेगा वो आपको हमेशा ऑफलाइन एक्सेस में अवेलेबल रहेगा. So in any case, say if you are educator and if you are using a classroom, Google Classroom, and you are sharing anything with the students, okay, then if that students are not having access to internet and they save it directly offline, then they can have access anytime without internet. So this is the best part of Google Drive.
So one more question, a very interesting question actually. So somebody asked, I think Sudha asked that, how do we know how many subfolders are there inside our drive or how many files are there? So quite an interesting question. And I just figured out that if you just go right click on the folder, you should be able to see the properties and that will give you all the information about the number of files, how much space you have used and all the other details.
So the best way is you just click on My Drive and you right click on it and then you can easily go to the properties. So My Drive is the root folder. So when you click on the root folder, you'll have entire information.
Yeah. Right. And last question, Dr. Varya, before you move on. There is a question that says, how can you save a link inside the Google Drive for a form? So you want to tell them how to make a form or should we take it when we actually do the forms?
See, the thing is, we cannot save the link directly into the into a folder. You have to create a document, and all the links must be saved inside the document. And this is how you can save. See, अगर मेरे को यहाँ पे कोई link save करना है, तो मैं यहाँ पे save नहीं कर पाऊँगा. I have to create a document, a notepad or a word file or a Google Doc. मैं उसमें paste कर सकता हूँ link को. तो तभी जाके वो save होगा. Right? So this is very important. So if you want to save anything, you must have a document created. So I think that is the next part of it. More questions we can be taking up later, Reshma.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll proceed ahead with Google Docs. Google Doc is a very powerful real-time collaboration and document authoring tool. Multiple users can edit a document at the same time while seeing each other's changes instantaneously. Now, why Google Doc? See, Google Doc is more similar to Microsoft Word, but it may not be having all the utilities of the Microsoft Word, MS Word. But what will happen is, if suppose say I create a document in MS Word and I want to share it with Reshma, and Reshma says, no, Dr. Varya, you just change these things. These are not so worthy. Then she will change. That changes will be saved in her copy of that file. But if we are using Google Doc and if she updates anything, I will be getting instantaneous change informed on the Google Doc. We will be seeing this thing later in the demo. So users can produce text documents, slide presentations, spreadsheets, drawings, and surveys. The formats used are compatible with Office, OpenOffice. The best part is, see, if you're using, say, Microsoft Windows or Microsoft Office, your Google document can be saved as Word file. If you're using Apple document, you can use it as an if you're using a Macintosh machine or an Apple machine or an iPhone, then you can save it as an Apple compatible version. Or if you're using Linux version, okay, altogether a different platform, you can still save it as an open office document. So the best part is this is platform independent. आप कोई भी फॉर्मेट में उसको सेव कर सकते हो. All the interactions and files are contained in the Google's internet servers and are accessible from within a web browser window. So what are Google Docs? What is Google Docs and what are we using it to create? It's more letters than words. It's, you can get started with templates, get your documents anytime, anywhere. You can share it with anyone, edit in real time, chat or comment. works with MS Word and other formats, search options available for docs, and you can have multiple add-ons as well, right? So I'll just create a document. Okay, so there is an untitled document already open here. Before, so there are two ways. One thing is you want to create a document. Okay, what you can do is, as I said, you can go to your drive. Okay, so I'll go to my drive and bootcamp folder. Okay, I want to create a document. I can right click on it and I can create a document from here. Okay, this is one way which I've already shown, demo doc. Okay, another way is you open a browser directly and you can just create docs.googles.com. Okay. Now be sure when you open this, be sure which ID you are using. Now if you see over here with a logo, ID with a logo, this is my organization ID. So I'll be quickly swapping it with my GG ID. Okay, now this is when I open my GGID, this is it something. So when you open a document, docs.google.com, you get an option like create a blank document or create a from different templates. So initially let us go with a blank document. So I'm creating a blank document. Okay, now this is not the part of it. Okay, so this is a default screen of a Google document. What you see is more or less similar like MS Word. We got a file menu, we got a toolbar, we got a formatting toolbar. Okay, everything is there over here, just as you are operating Word. And you want to type something, you can type anything. This is a demo file. Okay, now I will just say demo 1. Now anything, see over here when you see it is already showing me an icon saved to drive. Okay, so this is a cloud, it's going save to drive. Now you see this, there is an untitled document written over here, and when I keep my cursor, it shows me the tooltip as rename. Okay, so the moment I will click here, what will happen is आपका जो first sentence है या first letter है, first word है आपका, वो अपने आप उसको file name के जैसे ले लेगा. See how it will take the first letter or the first word of your document as a file name. I'm just clicking. Just observe this particular area. I'm just clicking the untitled document. See, it has already taken this thing. Now, if you want to change, you can go and change it. If you don't want to change, you can come here. You can just continue working over here. So again, this is a demo file. Okay. Now, similarly, likewise. Okay, now what is this? This is a, okay, this is something like Grammarly. Let's add on. Now I want to copy this. I will just select this thing. Okay, I will Control C and I will go for Control V. I will copy this file. I will just copy this sentence over here. So it's just similar to Word. You want to change the fonts, you just select the particular sentence. Okay, here are the different fonts available. You can change the fonts anytime. You can change this size. You can keep it as a bold. Okay, you can italics or underline. As regular formattings are available, these formatting options are available over here. These are the different alignments: center, right, justified alignment you will be able to see only when you are using a paragraph. Okay, over here if you see, if I press enter, okay, see, if I press enter, what will happen is this is the next line. Okay, if I press enter, I will go to the next line. But over here there are different line spacing. Okay, so it is 1.15 line spacing, 1.5 line spacing, double line spacing, add space after paragraph, before paragraph, or custom spacing. So anything add this, I will just quickly say Google Doc is a wonderful tool for keeping your documents live and easily accessible. Please pardon the spelling mistakes. So I'll just quickly copy paste. Now you see this. This particular is a left aligned document. Now the moment I will do is I will select, okay, I will justify it. The moment I justify, it will occupy the entire page with the margins. So this is, as you do it with the Word, it will work. Okay, I have purposefully kept this particular mistake. Google, it is shown by this thing, Grammarly, which is an add-on. Okay, Google has got this fantastic tool. I will just type one sentence. Kindly focus on the typing sentence. Okay.
Sorry, Dr. Varia, sorry to
Yes.
interrupt you. Can you, is it possible for you to zoom your screen a little bit, because audience is saying that they cannot see exactly what is happening?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
great, great,
This is
great.
fine. Yeah.
Looks great. Thank you.
Thanks. So this is a demo spell check. Just observe the spelling I'm typing down. This is a demo spell check, and I'm accessible. Okay. Now you see this. Accessible has got a dotted line inside it. Now why it has got dotted line? Because it is already auto corrected. So this is something, a new addition to Google Docs now. Just as you are using autocorrect feature with MS Word, you get an autocorrect feature with Google Doc as well. Over here you see this. This is I've downloaded a utility from internet. It is Grammarly. Which in this Grammarly, it automatically gives me this spell check and everything. So this is it, and this is just the grammar. Right. So this is something about Word, Google Docs I wanted to share with you. There are many other things of the features of Google Doc. Okay, I'll just so that I can see the entire menu. These are, so from the file menu you get options like share, new, open, make a copy. Okay, you can get an option of download. When you see this download menu, so you have these different options like you can download in Microsoft Word, Open Office document, Open document format, or rich text format, PDF document, all these things. Okay, then you have version history. Okay, then you can rename a document, move a document, add a shortcut. Now you want to change this particular folder. Okay, you want to move this. So here it will show that this particular file is in this particular file is in Bootcamp folder. I want to change. I'm going as a root drive right now. I go to the Bootcamp demo folder. Okay, and I will just say move here. Okay, so this item will be visible to everyone who can see Bootcamp demo folder. So since I opened the file using the URL, you see docs.google.com, I opened this particular document with this. That is why it is by default saved my document in my root drive. But now with this option, I change it from my root drive to my this thing Bootcamp folder. Okay, I'll just you got this demo doc over here. See demo one already here now. So this means I can easily change the position of my document right from here. And likewise, say as you have in Word, all the features are available. Say you want to insert an image or something like this, you can go to insert. You can upload from computer. You can use it from drive. Photos, these are photos are if you are saving your photos in the Google Photos, Google Images. Okay, the particular folder provided by Google, feature provided by for Android users. If you are using photos, then you will be able to save it. You will be able to find it there. You can use camera by URL. Okay, search from the web. Okay, I want to say upload from the computer. Now say I want to upload this photo, for example. I'll just click on it, open, and it's already there. See how quick it is. I already uploaded a document. I already had this particular image from my PC to my document online. You see, so this is the benefit of it. I'm adding another this thing image over here. Insert image, and I'm using my drive. So my drive will get opened over here. I can easily select a particular say file from my drive. Okay, I don't see that this particular document is there. I can go to my drive. Okay, I can go to any of these folders, and I want to say this is a launch. Okay, so when we launch this particular GG Ahmedabad, this is something, the images are there, and I just selected and just inserted. Okay, now see, this is an image coming from, it's a screenshot again, right? So this is up. Now over here, when I click on this, I see these three icons over here, which is, this is called say image alignment, which is inline, which is wrap text, which is break text. Okay, so for this purpose, I will just cut this folder. I just cut this image from here, and I will paste this image somewhere over here. Now, okay, when I click this image, I get these options. Okay, now you see this, when I say this particular option, say wrap the text automatically. Now, how it will wrap the text? I'll just say resize the image. You will see how it works. So the image is there, the text is going up and down, right? If I just do this thing, then the image is there, and automatically it is assigned. So these are different alignment options. Likewise, okay, so this you will only come to know, but when your image is say smaller than the entire page. But if your image is a bigger than the page, or is as good as the page width, then the entire text will be up and down. You see, then you will not be able to see the difference here. So this is about image. I wanted to share with you. Then you can insert tables into it. Say I want to insert a table with say 2 columns. So this is serial number, and this is say name. Okay, and when you click on tab, automatically the next particular row will come. Say one, say Vishal, two, say Reshma, and it's very simple. Just click on tab, go on typing. Right? Unlike Word, you don't get a utility over here to easily adjust the borders or auto adjust these things, but you can adjust it manually. Okay, you can have this entire row selected. Okay, you can have it as center alignment, make it as bold, so this becomes your title. So this is something how you have to insert the table. We'll be having a collaboration exercise with Word in the second half with this document. Again, in the insert, you got any drawing, okay, or from the drive. Now, what is drawing? When you click on drawing, you will have drawing.google.com, which is automatically there. Okay, you can draw something over here. Okay, so I'll draw a different shape. I'll take a shape like a circle. Okay, now I will just simply add this text over here. Okay, welcome to Bootcamp. Okay, simple as that, and I will save and close. Automatically this particular drawing has come. So you can customize your drawings and you can add over here. So it's a brilliant thing. You can try it out. There are all these things. You can chart a horizontal line, a footnote, special characters, equation, headers and footers. All these things are there, which is there inside your MS Word. But we are not directly comparing. Google Docs is something more than that. You may not have the exact features of a word processor, but you have more features for collaborating your work. So in the format options, you got different text, you got paragraph styles, right? So I'll take an example. Sorry for this. I'll take an example. Okay. Now see, this is, I will just type in as para 1. Okay, this is para 1. Okay, this is para 1. I'll just copy this. Okay. Similarly, I have is para 2. So over here, okay, I say this is para 2. So what I'll be doing is I'll be again copying this thing, and similarly I'll be focusing on para 3. I'm just showing you how these things work. I'm just pasting the same thing. Now, see, I will just do is what I'll do is I will just change this thing para 1, okay, in the format options, in paragraph styles, I'll be taking it as a heading 1, okay. This is heading 1. This is heading 2. You can change it from here as well, which is heading 1. Again, style is heading 1. Okay. Now what will happen is there is a thing called document map. You see this icon over here, show document outline. When I click on this, you will see when I converted this into para 1, para 2, para 3 headings, this is automatic. Now I'm in the first particular say first part of the document. The moment I click para 1, I will be automatically going to para 1. My particular file has already shifted to para 1. Okay, so this is the beauty of this bookmark. So you can say that it will act as a bookmark. You can change the different styles. So a document will give you plenty of things to work. The format menu is brilliant. You can use columns, line spacing. Okay, you want to divide this into this particular portion into 2 columns. Okay, then simple, go to format menu, go to columns, just select 2 columns. So automatically this will be created into 2 parts. So again, the rest of the document will continue in as it is. So it's really brilliant. Google Docs is wonderful, and the best part is you can directly share this thing. Okay, so to share, you can share, anyone on this thing can view. So I think somebody just popped into the document to check the document, and yes, it is available. So you can copy this link, and the moment I copy and share this link with you, okay, onto this chat box, it will be available for view to everyone. The best part is that once you open, I will want people to click on this link so that I want you to focus on this particular portion. जहाँ पे share button है वहाँ पे focus कीजिए. Now see, different users have started logging in. Okay, so this is a view option. Anything I will change, okay, anything that I will be changing automatically will be visible to everyone. Welcome to first half of the session. This will be visible to everyone. So as an educator, you can share a document with the students, and you can use this as a whiteboard. You can use this as a document, and everybody would be there with you as a document on this the same page or the same file on the same para or the same sentence. And you can easily then highlight, I want students to focus on the selected text. You can say like this, and the students will be focusing on that particular area. So it is seamless. You see these are 2 options over here. These options you will not be having. You will be having only this add comment option. Now in the add comment, I want someone, I just say, students, please see this sentence twice. I'll just put it up comment. So whenever whenever anyone would be coming down to the document, I'm going up in the document, the comment is not synced. The moment I'll come down to the document, and I will see, oh, there is a comment over here. You see, so this comment is for this particular line. So this is the best part of it. Another important aspect of this is, say I want to give this message to Reshma directly. Okay, Reshma is already having access to this. So I go to plus sign, and I will say @. So here it is mentioned, comment or add others with @. So @ I will write down Reshma, and her email appears over here. And I will just write down this thing. Please add other names in this table. The moment, okay, and I'll say assign to Reshma, and I'll say assign. So what will happen is this it will be going to Reshma as an email, and Reshma can easily access. अगर रेशमा को पता नहीं है कि डॉक्यूमेंट में मैंने उसके लिए कुछ काम छोड़ के रखा है, तो मैंने इसको एक कमेंट में टैग करके उसको कमेंट डाल दिया, तो she will receive an email, and at her free time she can visualize the email, and at her time she'll be able to complete this thing. So this is a very good collaboration tool. So I think I will not be taking much in this particular portion of the document. So what we have learned till now, अभी तक हमने documents में क्या सीखा है? How to create a document, okay? How to share a document, the say observations of the menus, file menu, insert menu, how to insert table, how to insert image, how to insert drawing, okay? How to go for alignment, changing of fonts, likewise making bold or like this. So up till now we have covered up this thing in the document. Later all these things you can try it out yourself. Okay.
So Dr. Varia, when you sorry to interrupt, but when you said that we can collaborate, and just to let everybody in the audience know, I'm in the US and the other part of the country, Dr. Varia is in India, in Rajkot. We are collaborating exactly using all the Google commenting and assigning work to each other. So I start working on something, I want Dr. Varia to look at it. It's nighttime at his place, so I cannot just wake him up at 2 o'clock at night and say, okay, Dr. Varia, you need to work on this or suggest me something. Just putting a @ gives him an indication whenever he sees his email in the morning. He does it, and then he comments me back to me and says it's done. So excellent thing for collaboration within your classroom with the students as well as with other colleagues, I believe, right?
Yeah, and the best part is, as you uttered the word collaboration, we are yet to see the right collaboration, and we already have an exercise framed for you. So let us wait for the second half, and we'll be having a collaboration exercise with documents, with sheets, with forms, and everything that we do. So we'll be having an interaction in the second half in a more better manner. So that's all with me for the document portion, and I think the next portion is with Reshma. And over to you, Reshma, for the next part of this session.
Thank you, Dr. Varia. That was a great insight. So just like Dr. Varia said, that make sure that these are the things that you need to practice before giving your exam. So the exam questions will say something similar to doing like sharing a document with your colleague, or they will ask you, they'll give you an email address and say that share with your colleague and only allow him to comment on it. So you need to know how to share, how to create, and how to email the person the document. So writing @ automatically sends them a message. So very nice, Dr. Varia. Thank you so much. So now, moving on to another wonderful tool of Google, that is Google Sheets. Now, what is Google Sheets? Google Sheets is a Google spreadsheet, I would say, that helps you. Just a minute. Sorry, guys. Dr. Varia, did I put up my screen or? Okay, I believe it's going great. Okay. So, right, here we are. Sorry about it. So Google Sheets, it's a spreadsheet from Google, which is a free, again, web-based editor. Now, Sheets are also available on cell phones. I know a lot of educators work a lot on their cell phones, and I am really into my cell phone as well. So I cannot carry my laptop everywhere, but I have to finish the work. So I use my cell phone with all the Google tools. The next thing that I want to say is Google Sheets allows you to add, edit, collaborate all the information and in the form of data, like your school scores, the quizzes, the math that you do with your students. Any of the information that involves data can be done on Google Sheets. We can even measure students' progress, give visualized results to our heads, and then have another collaborative session on the same. So let's go ahead and see where do we find Google Sheets. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview, but we are going to go actually inside the Google Sheets and see how it works. So Google Sheets can be found under your Drive. Inside, when you click on the Drive, you have an option that says Google Sheets. You just click there and a new sheet is formed. Another place where you can find Google Drive is if you go to your Gmail and you look at these little 9 uh, dots that are called as waffle as well. So you click there, scroll down, and you see Sheets. And the best and the easiest option to go is amazing. You just type sheets.new and you can find your Google Sheet right there. The next thing that I want to show you, how does it look on a cell phone? So you have your cell phone. The only thing that you need to do is download Google Sheets from your App Store, and it works exactly like it does on the web. The only thing is the placing of these particular properties is going to be somewhere else. So this is where each and everything will be stored. Sharing is similar to how you do it in your Google Docs. We will be going over that too. Now we will be also looking at how to sort the data, how to format the data that we already have. We'll be going over adding formulas to calculate the total, the average of the class, creating reports. So you don't have to do anything manually. Only thing that you need to know is where to find these things. Another important thing is, well, I have 100 students in my class, but I only want to see students from roll number 1 to 20, or I only want to see alphabetically from A to Z, or I only want to see students who got more than 80% in my class. Filter is a great option. We'll be going over how to use filters on your sheet just to see the data that was there. The next thing that we are going to also go over is how to create charts. That means visualization of the data that you have. I know it is very, very frustrating for me, basically, just to see black and white images everywhere. So making a conditional formatting using charts to make your data visual just by few clicks. So we will be going on that as well. So let's go back and let us start with our sheet. So my sheet is right here. I created a sample sheet for all of us. So this is a great example of just like what we do in the class. We have class quizzes, we have unit tests, then we have finals. And now comes the time to create and organize our data. So the first thing that I wanted to show all of you is how to sort the data. So let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. I think this is now visible properly, right? Much better. Okay. Okay, I think this one should work. So let's see, this is my random data that I selected. Let's start with how to sort the sheet. If you see, my names are written anyhow, exactly like we have in our classroom report cards. They are not alphabetical. So the most important thing that you need to look at is how to sort the data in alphabetical order, either from Z to A or from A to Z. So the first thing that we do is we select the data that needs to be sorted. So go ahead and you can just select the whole data. Then, since we are working on the data right now, give me some time, it is just loading. So it says working. So I'll just let it load for a second. Okay, here we are. So click on data because we are working on the data right now. As soon as we click on the data, we see the option that says sort sheet by column C. Now, since we do not want to just sort the names because इसके number उसको चले जाएंगे, इसके number उसको चले जाएंगे, and then all will be mixed up. So we want to be very sure that we select the sort range. Range का मतलब क्या? That you are trying to this sheet is very small, but हमारे क्लास में 20 students नहीं होते, हमारे क्लास में 50-55 students होते हैं. So to make it easily navigable, I usually use sort range. Now this particular sheet also has header, जहाँ पे मैंने serial number, first name, class quiz रखा है. Obviously, you don't want your first name to be sorted and F बीच में आ जाए कहीं पे. because that is not a name. So make sure that you click on sort the data. Okay. And then we need to have and click on sort. That is all you have to do. If you look carefully, all the names have been sorted and eventually unke marks bhi usi ke saath they have been adjusted and the whole sheet is sorted from A to Z. If you want to do it the other way, you can do it from Z to A. Same thing needs to be done. So the first thing that we do with the data is sorting. Let us see if I want to create a filter to see only the students who got, let's say, more than 80%. I want to send them a congratulations email and encourage them. So again, select the data, go to the data in the menu option and go on to create a filter. We need to start by creating a filter. Now, if you look carefully, you can see these small little icons that appear next to each other, right? Now, I made a little mistake because I don't want to sort the data by the number, right? We can do that, but I would like to select my data, not from the name, but I want to select the data. So I'm just going to turn off my filter. I'm going to select the data right from the whole thing, okay? Because I want my filter to be next to the first name, unit test, final ke bagal mein. So you go to data again, create a filter. So these little 3 dots and the lines tells you that wahan pe filter option open ho gaya hai. Like we can say it has just turned on. And let's see, I want to find out all the students who got more than 80%. Click on the 3 dots and click by filter by condition. Now, what is the condition that I want to filter? That my data is greater than or equal to, let's say we said 80. Okay. जितने लोगों को finals में 80 से above मिले हैं, I only want to see those students, name of the students. And we know that we want this data for certificates or acknowledging the hard work that they did. Click on OK. And you can see मेरी बड़ी सी sheet has become little smaller now, right? I can only see students who got more than 80. Okay. Now, if you see the icon is different, so you know that right now the filter is for the finals. You can change the filter condition again, or you can even change by values. For example, I only want to see 100, only want to see 90 and all that. If you want to turn off the filter, click on the condition again and say none. That means right now you don't want to filter anything. So this is how you filter the data. Okay, going on to how to find the total marks that they got in each subject. Now I have a lot of numbers. If you remember, we can use forms for quizzes and automatically data is transferred to sheets, right? So abhi humko, we need to calculate the final total that they got for this year. How do we do that? Google Sheets already has all the formulas embedded, which are mostly used, which are common. And there are ways that you can create your own formulas also. But that part is asked in level 2 exam. So we will not be going over how to work on the syntax. But abhi ke liye, I think this is more than enough that we can find the total. So the first step that we do is select the whole row. Make sure that you have an empty row where you want the total to be displayed. Go on the right side and you see functions. As soon as you click on functions, there is a long drop down that is seen where you have sum, average, maximum, minimum, and other things. So right now we want to find the sum. So just click on sum and here you go. Iske baad, you already got the formula. Automatically that function is selected and we click on enter. Now my total came here because I selected the total column also. So let us go back and redo it. So I'm just going to do this and click on sum again. So my total is given in the next column automatically. You see, it automatically suggested me that do you want to apply the formula to the whole sheet? Yes, I want to apply. So I'm going to click on yes. Another way to do it is, let's say you forgot to apply it to all of them. You can just click on cross And let's see, the square that comes right here, the only thing that you have to do is drag and leave it. The total marks for the whole class is calculated. अब ये तो सिर्फ class था, but you might have a whole section that you want to do everybody. This is how you can calculate their total. All the formulas are there. So you even have a lot of more formulas, like you can find the average, you can count how many number of students got above a particular range. So there are if count if functions and all that. Probably computer teachers will know how to use it. But even if you're not a computer teacher, even if you're an English teacher, this is amazing, I would say. Okay. Next thing that I wanted to show you is how to make this particular data more visually appealing. So let's see if we can add some colors to it. Again, you don't have to go to each cell and start coloring it. Again, the only thing that we need to do here is we go and so what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to turn off my filters. Okay. Select the whole sheet. Select the data that you want the filter to be applied to. Sorry, the conditional formatting that we need to do. We go to the option that is called as format and go on down, look there, there is an option called as conditional formatting. As soon as I see conditional formatting, it actually defaults it to one particular color, but we can always change that color to whatever way we want. So let's say I want to specifically point out students who got marks less than, let's say, 40, because I want to focus on them, talk to their parents, provide them whatever help they need. So I go to the format rules and try to find a particular statement that says less than or equal to. So we click on less than and equal to. We said 40 se kam wala hum log ko chahiye. And I want to give it a color red so that I can easily see who are the students who got points less than 40 in any particular subject. Okay. Now you can always, you made a mistake, go ahead and delete it. Just click on this trash bin. Or you may also add another rule where, let's say, I want to still also know that students who got more than 90. And I am done. Now this gives a very, very visual impression of what average level, what is the average level of your class, to discuss it with your other teachers or your principal in the school to let them know that, okay, I'm working on these students. They did good in 2 subjects, 2 tests, but 1 test, they got less points. And you can talk to the parents that what was the situation at that time, why did he get less marks, and so on. So it's a great tool to make the formatting visual. Now I wanted to quickly show you one more different way of formatting the sheet, which is called as the color scale. So by default, there is a color scale that is given to you. You can always go to this color scale and change it, the colors that you want. But if I say, okay, my minimum value number is 27. Okay, it already detected 27. My maximum value number, I want my number to be 100. And then it is going to give me the color gradient. I'm going to remove the first one just so that we can see exactly how it is. Value greater than. So now if you see, since I clicked the color scale, it automatically made the difference, saying that darker color is for students who got lower marks and lighter color like 100 is for the students who got maximum marks. Just to again differentiate the data and help you with helping with differentiation. So after this, one more interesting thing that I wanted to show you all, and these things might be in the exam because formatting the sheets is one of the important part here. So focusing on how to format, conditional formatting, and excellent use in your own class. The next thing that we are going to work is how to show this particular thing. If you take this sheet to your principal, the principals will say, I don't know your students. Can you explain me what is the average of your class, or can you show it to me more visually? A very, very excellent way of doing inserting charts in your sheet. I love this part because it just creates a whole new image of what data is there in my sheet. So you click on insert, you click on charts. That is all you need to do to have a brilliant and wonderful chart right in front of you, showing each child his grade, how the different points were given to him, what he did, and how you can differentiate instructions for that particular child. Now, since this is one type of chart that is displayed, there are multiple ways how you can show the chart. So you click on the column chart. So suggested were column chart. There is another thing that is called as pie chart, or you can still go further and look at all the different charts that are there. A very, very wonderful chart that sometimes helps is the radar chart. Now, this can be used mostly by the science teachers for any other instruction as well. And you can also click what type of scores you want to show in the chart. So there is an option which shows which series you want to switch rows and columns. You want to customize your chart with the tables and the names that need to be displayed. Yes, chart is a very, very amazing tool. It just visually creates everything that we want to show within our whole sheet. Another option that I wanted to show you is during the exam, do not worry about how beautiful it looks, where you have placed it. You only need to make sure that you're completing the assignment that is asked. So there might be a question that might just say, the sheet is given to you, create a chart, create a pie chart out of it with rows and columns, whatever are being specified. Now, the 3 dots on that particular chart helps you to download the chart if you want to show it, publish the chart. That means you want to show your school's data to everybody on your website and show them how great you are doing, or move your chart to a new sheet. So I'm going to click this, and I want you to watch what happens when I click move to a new sheet. So when I click this, my whole chart is visual. And if you look at the bottom of this sheet, one of my sheet is all my grades. Another sheet is automatically made with my school chart. So it's a wonderful tool about everything about the sheet. So what I am going to do right now is I'm going to share this sample data with all of you. So instead of doing that, Dr. Varia, should I just move this to the
folder? Yeah, to the
folder that you made? Excellent.
Yes.
So let's see. I made a folder on my end. Now, this is wonderful. So look at this option here. I say move my folder to, is this the one, demo grades? No.
No, you need to go
it
to
has
your
to be the shared, right?
Shared drive, yeah.
Okay, I need to go to my shared drive. So in my drive, I also have something called as shared drive. So this is the drive that I'm
shared with me.
Oh, sorry. Shared with me, because Dr. Varia shared it with me. I need to find that folder there. Okay, here it is. This is the one, right?
Yes.
Okay, Bootcamp folder. So I'm going to move it here. I clicked on move. Now, if you all go back to your folder, the one that Dr. Varia shared, you should be able to see this sheet inside that given folder. So if you want, go ahead, click on it. I would suggest, just for practice, you can click the plus sign at the bottom of the sheet, which adds the sheet, a new sheet to it. Click on this little down arrow, rename it by your name. Okay, I just named it by Dr. Vishal's name. Go ahead, copy and paste the data that I have it in my grades and just try to do all sorts of formatting that you want to do, sorting. So make sure you
So
have your own sheet so you don't disturb other people's work.
sorry, Reshma. Yeah, at the moment I've just given the viewing rights of the folder, so you need to give editor rights. But I think
Okay,
we should take the collaboration exercise this
perfect.
as part of it. Yeah.
Okay, so
So
let's
we
just
can.
keep it here in our second half. Let's work together on this particular sheet. And that time we will give you the editing rights where you can go and start working on that. Okay, so I believe I covered most of the sheet part. And the next one is probably Dr. Vishal. That's yours,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So
So
we are collaborating here as well.
great.
Okay.
So Sheets is a wonderful tool, and obviously, Sheets is basically for the purpose of, say, summarization or tabular work or kind of financial analysis or say, summary of the classroom or summary of the employees, maintaining your salary registers, everything. So Google Sheets is a wonderful tool, and you can have very good collaborative projects amongst your students using Google Sheets. And there are plenty of templates available. You can always use those templates when you are creating any kind of project for students, so that will give you more say ready-made data inside that, or maybe say ready-made formats inside it. So anyway, we shall be covering up all those things in the collaboration exercise. So that's it. So we're coming to the next point now is Google Forms. So I suppose everyone is enjoying, and Google Forms is something which is very important tool in one of the very important tool or one of the important apps of Google. So Google Forms are basically, as I mentioned, it's among the internet's most versatile tools. Whether you need a contact form or a checkout page, a survey or a student directory, a form is all you need to easily gather that information. So you when you share an Excel sheet, there are chances that one user may mix up the data with other users' information, other users' data. Say for example, say I've prepared my class sheet and I've entered the marks of it. Now I've shared it with say Reshma, and Reshma mistakenly updates the marks apparently in my sheet rather than changing the marks in her part of the sheet. So there is a chance that there is going to be a mistake when the data is in the open format. So here Google Forms gives you an opportunity or an option to share a form with the user so that they can enter the data there, which will not merge with the previous entered data. So a form is a very versatile tool. We shall be covering with the demo. So Google Forms along with Google Sheet and Google Slides is a part of Google's online app suite for tools. Now, Google Apps, we call it as G Suite. G Suite is a combination of Google Basic Apps as well as Google Advanced Apps. So Basic Apps covers with Google Drive, say Docs, Sheets, Slides, Forms, Google Drawing. It may be uh, anything else, Google Forms as well, right? And advanced docs like Earth and all those things. So when you call it as a G Suite, it has got the complete functionality of it gives you a complete functionality of it. All the required applications will be there as a part of G Suite. G Suite is now referred to as Google Workspace. Okay, so earlier something, it was Google for your domain, then it is G Suite, and now it is renamed as Google Workspace. So the definitions keep on changing because the functionality changes. So when you call it a G Suite, a G Suite becomes the umbrella covering all the applications. When you call it as a workspace is an area or the shared space where all these applications will be available as a shared resource. So it's a more broader term. You can have multiple workspaces, whereas you can only have one G Suite. So as compared, so it's all expanding day by day. It's expanding with new versions. So we'll see the differentiations at the end later. So we're talking about Google Forms here. Google Forms started life as Google Sheets feature in 2008. I think this is something which is very much not available. Anyone will not be sharing with you. There was no separate Google Forms. It was only Google Sheets. Okay. So Google Sheet, when you share the sheet in an editable version, what was happening was it was allowing the user to overwrite the data. So mistakenly, you may overwrite somebody else's data. So within the sheet, this form feature was as a feature of the Google Sheets was made available. Okay, if you want people to just add data to the sheet and not to change the data of the sheets, then you can use Google Forms. But then Google Form gathered all different functionalities and it was then separated from sheets. Now it is altogether a separate entity as a form. Now, when you say as a form, there are different ways you can ask for the data. It has got 12 field types, 9 question types, along with text, photo, and video fields. Just click the plus icon on the right sidebar to add a new question, or click the text, photo, or video icon. Each field includes a copy button to duplicate the field, or simple way to add similar questions to your form. The title and description fields are added automatically to every form field, though the description is hidden by default on most fields. So you see this is an example. So untitled questions. So these are the different types of fields you can give: short answer, paragraph, multiple choice, check boxes, drop down, linear scale, multiple choice grid, date and time. These are the different types of data you can field. We call it as data types. And you see this plus icon over here. With this you can add. We'll just continue further. So different fields are there. I've just explain the different fields over here, so that once this content is shared with you, you can have all this explanation with you. But as the name suggests, short answer is something it will be visualizing as only one line, but there is no limit to the number of characters you input to it. Then paragraph will be multiple lines inside it. Multiple choice means you will be able to have you have multiple choice. And when you say, you ask a question like what is the capital of India, and you say it's Delhi, it's Mumbai, it's Chennai, it's Calcutta, but out of which you can allow to select only one. So you have multiple choice, but only one is correct. So that's multiple choice, and that will be displayed with using radio buttons. Then you got check boxes. Check boxes, can have multiple selections, right? It's a square button with a tick mark. So say for example, how many districts are producing wheat. So you have number of districts displayed downstairs, and the students can just select it. So then there is a drop down list, which will be select from the list which is there. Now you should use drop down list when you cannot display multiple. Say name from which city you are, say from which state you are. Now there are 25 states, so there are 32 states in India now, as of now. So out of which I have to put all the 32 check boxes, so it will occupy the entire screen space. So what I will do is I will just put up one field, and I will have all those districts, or I will have all those states entered as a drop down list. So a person can select from that. Again, over here you will be allowed to select only one value from the drop down list. So this is very important. This is called data validation. Then you got linear scale. Linear scale is used for taking up some kind of feedbacks. A field to let people select a number of in a range. Linear scale that you set a scale from 0 to 1. So here there's an image over here. Say how did you like the presentation? You can say 1 as minimum, 5 as maximum. That's linear. Then you got multiple choice grids. Multiple choice grids is like a table. You got multiple things in which you have to select from, or say row 1 is iPhone, tablet, or then column is I hate it, I like it, it's okay, I love it. So with every one particular row, you got 3 options: you hate it, you like it, or it's okay. Okay. So with say Tesla Model S, you have got this 3 options. Like with Zapier, got 3 options. With any other things, these are the 3 options. Multiple grid gives you different options. Then you got date and time. Okay, the date and time. Sorry, the date and time is it can ask for particular date and month. So now what is important is, say if you are creating a form, then the format of the date it will take is from your regional settings. Okay, now say Reshma is in America, I'm in India, I have my regional settings over here, and my format is DD, MM, YY, YY. and where Reshma in America they're using is MMDDYY. So when Reshma will set up a form from her end, the date formats, even if you enter in DDMMYY format, then also it will be auto converted into MMDDYY format. Then it will be stored inside the data. But whereas if your regional settings are say in Indian way, that is DDMMYY, then your data date will be stored in that particular format. Time allows you to select number of times in terms of hours, minutes, and seconds. So let's have a demo of it. Again, there are two options. You can say open a form by just clicking on forms.google.com. Okay, you can directly create a form using this particular format, or the best way is where you want to create a form, you open that folder first. Okay, you right click on it, and there is a form here. So to click open the form, let us go with a blank form. Okay, I will be creating and sharing it. Okay, so the form is an untitled form. Okay, I will just keep it as a demo form. The name is changed. Description, I can add this is just a demo form for the purpose of educating about Google Forms. So you see this is untitled question. So when I say untitled questions, I click on it. Okay, so it says write your full name. Okay, or that's a question. What is your name? See, based on it, automatically it will select the type of the answer option. So it is a short answer. Normally we don't write 256 characters in our name. We don't have it. So we only have, say, the maximum length we could be having is 50 or 60 characters. So generally it will be displayed in one particular line. So it is a short answer. Okay. Now I want to add another question. Go to add a question. Okay, over here, write down city or state. I will just mention as city. Okay, automatically it will convert into short answer. Similarly, I will add another question. I will say address. Automatically, see, it is already selecting as a paragraph. So now this is the beauty of it. See, Google Forms will auto detect the type of questions you are typing and the type of answers you are expecting. So when you are typing out address, it is not only one line, it will be always multiple lines. You will be writing the name of the house or the block number of the house, then the street name, the district name, the state name, and the country name. Likewise, so it is going to be multiple lines. So it is automatically selected, it will be as paragraph. Okay. Now you see there are different options over here. When I click on this, I see there are the different options. So this is duplicate, this is delete, and this is required. I want every of the candidates to definitely put a name and not to skip this field while entering. So I want the field to be added. So you have to definitely mention your name. You have to definitely, I will put it as required. Okay, so you'll have to definitely mention your city. Okay, and address I can skip. I don't need an address, so I can skip. So if whatever fields you make it mandatory will have an asterisk over here. See, name is having asterisk, city is having an asterisk, whereas address is not having asterisk. Okay, so over here you can also mention, like, I want the name, but I want in a particular format. So what I will do is I will put it up as a description over here. Okay, when I say description, I will mention the format as write as say surname, first name, and second name. Okay, so the format of entering the name is should be like Varya Vishal Saujibai, for example, right? So I want this particular people to write their surname first, then their first name, and then their last name. So I can mention the description, so it will be hint. Okay, right? So, and I can even mention an example into this example. Bachchan, Amitabh, Harivansh Rai. So here it gives a clear indication that how you wish the people to input their name, right? So likewise in the city you can mention. So in the city I don't need descriptions because I've asked for the full name as one particular field. I have to mention this instruction. Okay. So now similarly I'll add another field. Okay. For example, I will add is say phone number. Okay. So it will be as a short answer. Now over here, I want this field to be required, but I don't want people to input anything in the phone number. Okay, here there's an option which is called as, right. So I will mention is write your 10-digit phone number or mobile number. Now, obviously, this is going to be a number, but if I keep it as it is, it will only be entering anything. It will allow me to enter anything. So, okay, so I will just quickly give you a demo of this. So I'll go to the preview section. Okay, so I will write the name. Say for example, say Patel Amit Bharat Bhai. City say Rajkot. Address I can enter jumble characters. Phone numbers I can add. Oh, I don't give phone. I don't share number. So when I submit this, it will automatically accept it. Okay. But now see, the thing is that it has to be a number. It has not to be a form. It has not to be a text. Okay. It's not to be a character. So over here, what I'll be doing is, I'll just close this window here. I will be doing is I'll put up a validation. It is a response validation. Okay. And the response validation is it's a number greater than, okay, not equal to, okay, this is number is number. Okay, the field is a number basically. So automatically when I say it's a phone number, it is a number, automatically it is detected, but it has got multiple options. It's a text, it's a length, it's a regular expressions. Okay, it's a number. So when I say it's a number over here, the validation is a number. Okay, or it's not equal to 0. I can put it up like this. Okay, custom error text. When anyone any mistake is there in the number, I can say that please mention your correct number. Okay, and I saved it. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, then it is say Patel Amit Bharat Bhai, city Rajkot, and there is no text. Now I write this thing. Yeah. Yet it shows me an error. Please mention your correct number. So this will not accept anything which is in textual format. Okay, now the people are smart. It will write down something like this. Okay, please mention your correct number. So obviously with two more hints, you can easily say the number is say 787878. Now over here, if somebody enters wrong number, okay, you don't have any option. But generally, if it is a purposeful activity, you can't help it out. But if it is by mistake, then a validation will help you save anti-person entering data mistakenly. So these are the different ways you can use this form for. Another interesting way is there are different fields you can ask for. Okay, multiple choice. Okay, you can say now this is something I want to give as a city. Okay, so for example in city, or I would say for example multiple choice could be anything. Please select your vehicle. Okay, and I put it as multiple choice. Option 1 is say car. Option 2 is say two-wheeler. Option 3 is say bus. Okay. Option 3 phone is say train. Okay, now see, if you're asking someone the mode of transport, right, I would say that will be this mode of transport. Okay, we call it as a private car. Okay, So here is this means you can select only any one out of this. This is multiple choice. Similarly, you have got instead of this, if you would have multiple choice, if you have to have check boxes, okay, please prefer your food. So what I'll be doing is I'll be having check boxes, and I'll be giving as breakfast, lunch, dinner. Now out of this I can select anything. Okay, I'm going to be present for the full day. I will be present for the full day. Then that is breakfast, lunch and dinner, all the three will be available, right? So if you want only one of it, then it has to be in multiple choice manner, otherwise it has to be in check boxes manner. So this is something regarding form. Now interesting way where you can ask students to write, you can always also have select from the images. Okay, now say for example, you say country. Okay, it's a short answer, but I would want to give it as an okay, check boxes. And over here you see there is an option called image. Okay, so I will mention an image over here. I go by URL, sorry, Google image search, and I will mention it as India map, and I'll just click one. This is and let's insert this, and I write now name is India. Okay, I'll convert first of all this thing into multiple choice, then add another option. I will say US. I'll go to the Google image search, and I'll just type it as US. Okay, I'll select this particular map. Say insert. Okay, you select any in the country, say Malaysia.
Sorry, Dr. Varia, to interrupt you. I'm assuming you will be showing how to make it as a quiz and how to validate the data.
Yeah, so I'll just be doing in a very short while.
Perfect. So there is a quick question, and it's quite interesting that can we have manually looking at the quiz and have auto correction? So if you can just go over it when you reach that point, that would be great.
So I'm just covering the types of fields, whatever, how we can use different fields for entering the data. So this is how you can see, having this particular data, will always entice students to select from the images rather than from the names. So you can give images as an option for writing the answers. So as an educator, say if you are a social science educator, you can use these kinds of images as an option. So these are different options available. So likewise, there are multiple things, when you're taking a feedback, there are linear scales, there are multiple choice grids, checkbox. You can even have a file upload option also available. You can ask them to upload their own say photographs and all. So I'll be covering up in a little later portion on this. So first things, so over here you see this is how you ask for the data to be entered, and this is now first next thing is how will you just share this folder, how you just share this form. So it is when you go for send, okay, you get this option is that email this to the students or email to the participants. This is a link. Okay, you can shorten the link over here, and simply you can copy this link and you can share this link with any of the students on any of the media. If it is WhatsApp, or if it's a classroom, Google Classroom, or as a comment, you can put it up over there. So I am not sharing this link into the chat box because this form is not worth sharing. We'll be having this form exercise in the collaboration exercise that we're having in the second part. Now, as Reshma commented, here is if you like to convert this into a quiz, okay, you have to go to the settings. So you get this kind of different options: general, presentation, and quiz. Now, what will happen is, okay, before I go, say general is collect email addresses, requires to sign in to limit to one response and edit after submit or summary chart and text responses. So when I say collect email addresses, okay, I say save, I will have one particular field automatically entered over here. So that's an email address. See, in my form, nowhere I am asking anyone to fill up this email. So why it? I can directly collect email. So any particular person filling up this form will have to first fill up their email ID. I'll just show you. It will start with the email address. It automatically, see, email address means it is auto validation. You cannot write anything like over here. It requires, it's a required question. You cannot write anything like this, and you cannot risk it. It has to be valid email address. So anything, say Vishal at the rate. So this is a valid email address. The rest everything is there. Phone number, private car, everything is you see in the form. Okay. Now I just show you a sample. So, for example, again, it's Patel Amit P, city Rajkot, address I can keep it blank, it's not required. Number, I can have some XYZ numbers over here. I can, these are not required, say private car, I can keep it like this, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Okay, now if you see bus over here, it will automatically swap it. So I can see the country is India. Now the next thing is when I go for submit, okay, it will be sub. Now what you see here is presentation. Your response has been recorded. Okay, now this message, you want to change this message. Okay, then over here in the settings, here is an option is presentation. Okay, confirm your response has been recorded. Okay, I can just change this. Thank you for your response. We will get back to you shortly. Okay, so over here it is there. This particular text will be shown to the person submitting the form. Now, if you have got a form with multiple pages, then it is going to be show the progress bar. So the person filling up of the form will come to know that, okay, I got different sections of this form. But it is only possible if you're having different sections and multiple pages of the form, which I will not be covering in this session, otherwise it will be too much lengthy. Other options are general options, limit to one response. When you say limit to one response, then if any person is entering with one email ID, then the person cannot enter with the same email ID another response. So it will always go by the unique email ID. Now, if I want to add another, say, content to this particular form, I will not be able to use the same email ID. When you use the same email ID, it will say your response has been recorded. So it is limited to one response. Now, respondents can edit after submit. You want your students to change the answers, then you click on this. You don't want the students to change the answer, then you don't click on this. You want students to see the summary chart and text responses. You say means what other people have entered data into, then you click on this. Otherwise, it is not required. Generally, this is not required anytime. So this is about presentations. Again, show progress bar or shuffle the question order. Okay, the shuffle the question order means you have say 10 questions. Every new person and opening the form will be having a different set of this 10 questions will be shuffling in itself. It will be in a random order. First question, say seen to me, will be different from what it is seen to Reshma. So it will be different with all users. Similarly, now another important aspect is quizzes. When you say make this as quiz, okay, so for this I'll be taking up a different form, but let us go for this. Make this as a quiz. Okay, release the grade immediately after submission or later on manual review. Generally, we take a test. Okay, we select this immediately after submission. So the student appearing for the examination, appearing for the test will automatically come to know that what is the score of the student. So respondents can see the missed questions, can correct answers and point values. Okay, I'll just give it as save. Now this is corrected as a quiz. Okay, now I want to cover up it as a quiz. Then over here is say capital of India. Okay, multiple choice. I will keep it as, yeah, it's multiple choice, and then I will say is as Mumbai. I'll keep it as Delhi. I'll keep it as New Delhi. I'll keep it as Chennai. Okay. Now you see this, when I'm entering this, there is another option called answer key. Okay, so what is this point? What is the answer key? Now, how much score this one particular question is considered? How many points? If anyone answers this particular question to correct, how many marks the person will be getting? I'll keep it as 5 marks. Okay. What is the correct answer? The correct answer is New Delhi. Okay. Now answer feedback. Okay. Incorrect answer. If the answer is incorrect, okay, then you should, what message it should display? The correct answer is New Delhi. Okay. Now, if it is a correct, already correct answer, okay, good. You have correctly answered. Okay, and I just keep it save. Similarly, this is the feedback. Another question I'll be asking over here is, say, capital of Gujarat. Again, multiple choice. Ahmedabad, Rajkot, Gandhinagar, okay, and Surat. Okay. Answer key points. I'll put it as 5 points. The correct answer is Gandhinagar. Answer feedback, I can keep. The correct answer is Gandhinagar. So if anyone answers wrongly, this is message is displayed in the correct answer. And this is good, you answered it correctly. I save it. I'm not going much into the details of it. I'm also removing this required concepts over here so that we can easily go for it. So I'll save it. No emails required. Okay. Now I'm just giving a preview to it. Okay. What's your name? Again, say Amit. Sorry, Patel. Amit B. City is Rajkot. Address is not required. Phone number is XYZ. Now, capital of India. Okay, so over here it mentions as 5 point. Okay, I keep it as Mumbai. Okay, and capital of Gujarat, I keep it as Gandhinagar. Right? Everybody knows capital of India is New Delhi. Capital of Gujarat is Gandhinagar. So one answer is purposefully selected wrong. One answer is purposefully selected right. This is not relevant at all anyway. So I'm going for submission. See what happens. Okay, thank you for your response. We will get back to you shortly. This was the message I had already updated there. And here is the option view score. Okay, so view score is 5 out of 10 because it's only containing 10 marks. Now this is capital of India. It's Mumbai, which is a wrong answer. The correct answer is New Delhi. The correct answer is New Delhi. Capital of Gujarat is Gandhinagar, which is correct. So 5 out of 5. Good, you answered it correctly. So this is how it will show to the students once you create a quiz and they can visualize the answers on it. So this is the beauty of it. You can always have auto correct features so that students will directly get the marks, that how many marks they have received. So I think more than sufficient. There is much more in the forms that we should be able to do, but I think the time is a limiting factor. So I will not continue with the forms at this point of time. One last thing I would like to share with you regarding the forms is the responses. Okay, so over here in the responses you will get is the insights, missed questions. So ये mix match हो गया है. Okay, so it is a quiz and it is a form, so I would not go into details of it right now, but this is summary of it. Okay, if you want to have question wise, then it will be question wise. If you want to as individual wise, then it will be individual wise. The form एक का form है, फिर दूसरे का form है. Here from here you can select as 1 to 4, total 4 entries. This is 1 of 4, this is 2 of 4, this is 3 of 4, likewise. Now you don't want students to appear to this particular quiz any point of time, then you can stop these responses. That means now anyone who is having the link will not be able to appear in this particular form. Similarly, you want to see that you want this into a sheet, then it is create a spreadsheet. So over here it will create a new spreadsheet in the same folder where this demo form is residing. So when you create a demo sheet, automatically this will come. Score आ जाएगा, what is name, city, सब entries आ जाएंगी. जो entries किया है वो सब entries इसमें reflect होगा. So this is the best way that how you can access the data at one particular point of time. So your registration form was there. So within registration form, we collected the emails, we collected the required data, and we had this particular sheet from where I got the emails and I emailed you the link for today's session. So this can be used. Even teachers can use this particular for scoring sheets as well, and then it can be used as a record. So this is something regarding the forms, and you can keep on doing forms like anything. It is really brilliant tool. It's really a versatile tool, and there is no end to it. It's no, आप कभी भी form के साथ कुछ भी creation कर सकते हो, and it will be very engaging with the crowd. So I think this is more than sufficient for the first part of the form. Reshma, I think let us continue.
Yeah,
with the
Dr.
rest of-
Varia, I just wanted to request you one small thing, because this has been a request from Kavita ma'am, that can you go to the quiz section in the settings for the
Yes,
form,
please.
and we can show where we can put a check mark like after manual review or automatically sending the scores. Just that check mark.
Yeah. So now what should in the release grade is that, see, if you want the grade to be released, जैसे आपने score को देखा इसमें, okay, we have, उसमें score आता था. When you enter the data, it will be showing the scores. Say for example, okay, it's not accepting form responses right now. I can just change it. Okay, so now view score is already being there. See, view score is there. Now if anyone, you don't want this option, ये view score करेगा तो means what will happen is उसको score क्या है उसको पता चलेगा, and वो answer correct है या wrong है उसको पता चलेगा. But you don't want them to see this. Okay, just closing this. You don't want them to see this. Then what you need to do is you need to go to the settings. Okay, settings में आप quizzes में चाहिए, and later after manual review. Okay, that means it will automatically turn on the email collection. Means what? उसको score email में जाएगा. It will not go as immediate score. So if I save this, okay, and if I view this again, okay, so here the option of score is not there. Okay, so it is anyway it's an error message right now, but option of view score will not be available to the student. Rather than the score will be directly going to the email of the student. So if you don't want to disclose their marks to them directly, then you can select this particular option, which is after manual review. So manual review क्या होता है? Many times you are asking a student to answer in particular text format. So you want them to answer in one sentence word or very short answer, one sentence is there or two sentences are there, but you cannot keep a validation कि उसने सही लिखा है या गलत लिखा है. So if you give multiple choice, you can identify true or false. Okay, but in terms of textual answers, you will not be able to identify whether it is right or wrong. You have to manually check it. So you use this option only if you are going to manually check the forms, manually check the entries, and automatically then the score will be emailed to them. So in that case, you select this, you keep it as save. In such cases, the sheets will be wonderful options for you to answer, check the answers of it. So this is regarding the query. I suppose Reshma, the query is answered.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Varia. Exactly. So there are a lot of options. So Dr. Varia just gave you an overview of what can be done in forms. So I have already shared the links from the product training from our Google for Education website for forms. So please go there, try to explore more options, try to see all of the things, and then you can still explore a lot of things. Now, some questions are there like how can we have a time limiter and everything. We will discuss about it during extensions, but we don't need it for our level 1 exam. So we will continue with what is required for the exam right now. Because it's a boot camp, it is super fast, and we have had these sessions separately, and we will still have them on GEG Pune and GEG Ahmedabad channels. So you can just go to the YouTube, go to the form, and each step is also explained there. So I believe I can move on, Dr. Varia,
Yes, please, Reshma.
with Google Slides. Now, Google Slide has been making has been there in every classroom since we started with hybrid, and I have seen even students working on it. Especially my daughter now, since they cannot meet their friends, they have started making Google Slides and exchanging it with their friends during their Zoom calls or Google Meet sessions. So even in the classroom, as well as assigning projects, Google Slides have been an amazing resource to collect all the information and keep the class interactive. So we're just going to go quickly over what you might need about Google Forms, need to know up for the certification level 1. So Google Slides, I took this, and thank you so much, Mukta ma'am and Daksha ma'am and other people in our GEG AP group. They shared with us what type of slides they made in the classroom, and I picked the screenshots here. So thank you so much. Credit goes to them for this beautiful quiz on tourism and other quizzes. So in Google Slides, you can create interactive presentations, as well as you can collaborate together, even if you're not together right now. Now, where can we find Google Slides? Again, the same thing. We go to our drive, and you can find Google Slides in there. We can also go and write down slides.new on I forgot to tell you one thing. The search bar that you see on Google is called as Omnibox. So very, very wonderful thing to know this particular word, Omnibox. So you can type slides.new and a new slide is created for you. Or if you are in your Gmail, you can just go to that 9 dots, click the waffle and look for Google Slides and click it, and a new slide is created. Now, what can we do on the Google Slides? We can share it just like we are sharing docs, forms, sheets, and other thing with all the viewer and commenter rights or the editor rights for the person. Because remember, if you create a beautiful content for your classroom, you don't want to share it with their students with the edit rights. Otherwise, everybody will try to make changes, and then your presentation doesn't look the way you created it. So you have an option to allow them to make a copy of it. We will learn that in Google Classroom directly. Or you can also give them just the viewer and commenter rights. We will be also going over how to add a video, how to add images, how to search the images within the Google Slides to make it more fun and creative. So let's go back and let's open our Google slide. So here is a Google slide that I tried to create. So I'm going to open a new Google slide, and we are trying to make sure that we try to do all these things right here. So I'm going to create a new presentation. When you open a new Google Slides, this is how it looks like. It gives you one slide. On the top left-hand side, make sure that you change the name of the slide as per what you want to create for your class. So let's say for this one, since we are doing a demo, I'm just going to write down demo slides. Okay, you can have anything like whatever presentation or topic that you are teaching them. Now I just want to make it plain, so I'm just going to drag and select everything and delete because I wanted it as a plain slide. Now, one important thing that you should know, as soon as you open a new slide, on the right side, you will see the themes. So Google already provides you with basic templates that you can use to create your own presentation, which is colorful and exciting. So let's say I want to pick one of the theme. Now, each of these themes have a name. So during your exam, if you're asked that create a Google slide presentation with the theme, something like tropic, remember that you need to look for the word tropic and then select it. As soon as you select it, you will see that your Google slide has been made in that particular format. Okay. Now, if you go and try to add new slide to the presentation, you go on this plus sign and click the down arrow. And this whole presentation already has the themes based on the color and the combination that you used. So for your next slide, you can just go ahead and click one of the slides. Okay. Okay. Now let's go ahead and add the title for this. So click on the text box and we can go ahead and start typing the name of our presentation. So I'm going to call it Stages of Plant. Okay. You can change the font size the way you would like it to be. I'm just going to make it look like it is the heading. Align it in the center of the page. Change the color the way you like. And you can change the font as well. Now, this is your first slide. You want to make sure that you add a image to it just to make it more attractive. And you click on the most important and exciting thing that I see in all the docs, slide and sheet is the explore button at the bottom. If you see that little star at the bottom, when you click on explore, it opens up a search bar for you within the Google slide. Now, how does it help? If you see, I wrote down stages of plant. It gave you auto-created different types of options that you can just click and make the change to your Google slide. Okay, so you can pick any of these and make a change. What else can we do? We can search the web for information related to our topic right here, which is going to be copyright free. That means it is a safe search. You don't have to worry about being copyright images. We should not be using copyright images because of the licenses. So within Explore is the best place to search for content. Okay, let's move on and add next page to this slide. Now, if you see, because of the theme that we selected, we are already given a particular format and color to it. Now you can add your content as well, or I'm just going to try to insert an image here regarding it. So click on the insert button, click on image and go and search the web. Now again, since I'm inside the Google slide, it is opening up the search image here. Okay. Now only select images that you have confirmed that you have license to use. So make sure to check. So I'm just going to say stages of plant growth. Okay. So let's see what images are displayed here. There are different types of images that you can see that are right here. So what we can do, go over all the images that you see here, select the one that you like and is appropriate for your class, and then insert it by clicking on that image. Let's say I like the image that is this one. I click on it and you see an option that says insert, and go ahead and insert. Okay, I can go back and click this box and delete that box below. Now, this image I think can also be used to give a quiz in the class. You can adjust the image size, you can move it wherever you want, and you can still add more shapes to it, arrows to it, to show what you really want to say. Okay. Anything that you can do to make your presentation creative works great in your classroom. Okay, something like this. Let us see how can we add a video regarding the same presentation that we are making. So I'm just going to name this page as video, and let's see what we can do here. Just like we looked for images, we can go to insert and we can click on audio. Now under the insert option, you have a lot of things that you can insert. You can insert a diagram to show the different ways. You can insert a chart. You can have a word art to make it more creative. Right now, I will just talk about how to insert a video regarding this. So let's say you want the students to look at one of the YouTube video that talks about the stages of plant growth. There are different ways. So as soon as you click insert video, you will be given an option to either you already have saved it in your drive, you have the URL, you have it, or you just want to search it from YouTube. Let's say I search the same thing, stages of plant growth. Okay, you just type in and search. Now you see multiple videos are shown as to which one do you want to ask. Now, particularly when you do a presentation, my recommendation is keep the video very short, like 2 or 4 minutes, because you know the duration of attention for the students is very short. So you don't want to exceed that. So I like some kind of like plant life cycle. Let's see. I like this video. I select the video and click select. Anytime you share any video with the students, the recommendation is that you should have seen the whole video by yourself first. Very important, because we don't want to share any content that is inappropriate in our classrooms. There is a video that tells us about all the stages of plant life. Now let's say this video is 5 minutes long, but I want the students to start at a particular time. Let's say I want them to start the video at 1 minute, because I have watched it and I know the actual information starts at 1 minute and it ends at 4 minutes. So I just want them to watch a particular part of that video. So that's it. You just need to go and format the timing that you want. Let's say you just want them to look at the pictures in that video and come up with the text themselves, like what is happening in this particular stages. You can mute the audio so that people cannot, or students can't hear it. You can even change the size and rotation of the given video. You can even drop a shadow that just makes it more fun and make it look like as if you have embedded something inside. And that is all you need to do. Now, there are different settings that you can do. If I want to make the background as green, I just change the drop shadow and different formatting options. So here we go. We add the video, right? Now, all these things can be done in a really, really beautiful way to make your presentation exciting. When I click the share button, right now, when I create my own presentation, it is always for myself. I'll just write down demo, okay? The name of the presentation, because we need to know what file it is. Now, we click on the share button, just like we talked about in all the different tools. And we have the option as to how do I want to share my presentation. I'm clicking Dr. Varia's name because he's here. You want to let people know what you are sharing. Make sure that you write them a message. Please check the presentation and make changes and edit as required. Excellent tool, especially when you're collaborating with other teachers. So teachers can collaborate on the same presentation and keep adding the content that we did. Exactly just like we did our presentation, me and Dr. Varia, we created the whole slide deck and we divided the work and we said, okay, you can add whatever it is. So remember that it has to be editor rights. If you do not want anybody to change or edit, make sure it is viewer. Or if you want suggestions from them, or if you want students to comment on specific things, we can do that. And as soon as you click send, an email is sent to that particular person. So I just saw a question that said, please let us know about the audio files. Okay, same thing that we are going to do, just like we did for the image and video. So let's say you have a nice audio recording that you want your students to hear, or maybe you want to give them instructions in the form of audio. So you can just go again to insert and click on audio. As soon as you insert audio, it again gives you a choices as to from where do you want to import your file. So let's say you recorded it on your phone, you saved it on your drive, or you go back and check where it is, the location of the file, and you select it, and that's all you need to do. Your audio file is right there. Now, as soon as the audio file is inserted, if you see, it's a very, very small box that is here at the bottom. I'm just going to enlarge it to show how it is. So that is the audio file that is being loaded, which is an MP3 format. So I won't load it now, but this is how it will look like. You can always move the box from one place to another and then have your audio file icon right wherever you want. So it's a small icon right here in the bottom, and you can use that.
Yep. Sorry, Reshma. So again, the question is that if you want to explain in every slide, then what? So
Okay, then
something like, yeah, please.
We can just go to that particular site, insert your own voice text to it. And as soon as you click on audio, let's say this is the only audio I have on my file right now on my drive. So I just click this, I select, and it goes on that particular file. So see, there is a small icon that comes here with the speaker note. You can just keep that slide there. As soon as you see that audio icon, see on the right, automatically it says that do you want it to play automatically as soon as the slide opens, or you want the students to click on it, right? Now, you can loop the audio, that means repeat it. You can again position, adjustments. You can even hide it while presenting. So when you present it by hiding, you won't be able to see this little mark on it.
So the best way is, see, I would like to clear one confusion is that, see, unlike in Microsoft PowerPoint, where we can rehearse a presentation and record your audio for all the slides continuously, unlike that, this is not possible in Google Slides. So if you want to add your audio in Google Slides for every slide for the entire presentation, then have to create explanation videos for each of the slide. And for that, after creating such audios, you have to add that audio in each of the slides separately.
So, or maybe if I can suggest, there are different software editing tools also where you can just upload it and upload your presentation there made in Google Slides, and then as it runs, you record your voice over it, but not directly in Google Slides.
Another question is, can we trim the audio here as we snip the video?
Audio, I do not think we can, but I will always check back and see. I don't think we can trim the audio, but probably we should be. Do you have any idea? I don't think we can trim the audio.
No. Audio files will not be edited because it's not possible. Video files basically are not files. They are basically YouTube videos you're sharing. So on the YouTube, there is a second count, is a duration counter. And because it is a data, one of the data of the file property, that is why we can put it and trim it. But in audio, it's not possible. I think Reshma...
we are good, right, with slides?
Yeah, we're falling short of some time.
Perfect. Let's move on. So mostly these things like can you add an image, how can you take off, how can you edit the video and everything. So over to you, Dr. Vishal. And I am so thankful to everybody who is staying here. I know it's a very, very long duration bootcamp, but I'm sure you are learning enough to be getting ready for exam. And we have just few more minutes left. So let us go ahead with Dr.
We'll try to close it up in a very short duration. So fine, a very interesting topic here again is Google Calendar. So it's a utility basically, and this is an advanced topic that we are taking up in GSUT level 1 examination, because it's not much important. Only thing you need to know is that how to enter a task, or how to enter an appointment in the calendar. That's all. So a Google Calendar is, you can quickly schedule the meetings and events and get reminders about upcoming activities. So you always know what's next. Calendar is designed for teams, so it's easy to share the schedule. So I'll quickly take you to the calendar. To open the calendar, you have to type in out calendar.google.com. Okay, and you just enter it. Remember which user ID you are using. Based on that calendar will open. So my default ID is my work ID, so it will open my work ID calendar, and I can just swap it by selecting my gag ID, and here is my calendar. So nothing much to say in this. Now, if you see, we are on 7th of March. Today, Sunday. So this is particularly highlighted. This is a calendar desktop calendar view. Over here, you get the month view. You get different calendars over here. I'll explain you what this is. This is a week view. Over here, it is a week view. Okay, you can have a month view all together over here. So you can have different. See, I already have these different kind of appointments over here mentioned, and you can have a day view. Now, if you just have a day view, okay. You see, we have already scheduled the boot camp, and we are quite at the end of the boot camp right now for today's session. So this is a scheduled event I've already mentioned over here, and my upcoming next event is boot camp second half, which is at 7 p.m. from 9:30 p.m. So this is how it is reflected over here. It is advisable to keep a week view, so you can always refer to a 1 week in advance what is happening or what is your appointments. To add any appointment, it's very simple. Say tomorrow is Monday, and tomorrow you are having any of the appointments like this. Say 8 a.m. you are having an appointment, or say 10 a.m. you are having an appointment. Just see that this is 10 a.m. This is 8 on Monday. Just click on it. It will give it as a task. Okay, and I will say meeting with the principal. It's a normal meeting. It's just a task. I want to keep it in my memory. I don't have to share this task anywhere. I am just clicking it as okay. The meeting is from 10 to 11 a.m. That's fine, and I will just save it. So it is already saved. Now to change this, you can always edit. Okay, edit this event. Here is the notification now, which is very important. So about this meeting, you will get a notification, just as an SMS you receive as an alert in your mobile phone. You'll receive a notification or receive an email that it's 30 minutes to go for this meeting. So this notification is very, very important, and you can always mention that it's 30 minutes, or you want to make it as 1 hour, or how many days, likewise, right? So you can always set it as a reminder. So you got very important financial payment to be done. Okay, then you have to say, please inform me in 5 days in advance. So here it will be 5 days. So this notification will be on your mobile phone, on your calendar, 5 days in advance of the due date. The due date is 8th of March, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. So likewise, so the best is hours basically, and it's the minutes basically, and it is usually 30 minutes. You can change this notification time. You can add a description over here. To meet the agenda, you can type it out as agenda. Okay, you can say one to discuss about blended learning, to discuss about score 3, to finalize future syllabus. For this purpose is the meeting. I simply save here. Okay, when I click on here, I will see this agenda over here. See, earlier it was not showing. Now I've added the agenda, it is showing me. Similarly, now see, you want to set up a meeting with your principal or with a parent. Okay, I will say meeting with a parent, either, not the principal. Okay, now I want to inform this thing to the parents. So I will add here as a guest, and the guest is obviously I'm having Reshma's email ID, so I'll add Reshma as a guest over here. Okay, now if I add a guest, if I just save, okay, before I save, there is an option of Google Meet. I'll explain what this is, but if I just click on save, here it will ask, would you like to send invitation emails to Google Calendar guest? I will say yes, send. Okay, so now this particular event has got two guests. You see, one is myself, other is Reshma. Now I am the organizer, so I'm already by default ticked. Once Reshma will accept, उस रेशमा को एक email गया है कि आपका meeting schedule set हुआ है. Okay, once Reshma will accept, it will show it as tick mark. The one which we did over here, you can see over here. See, Reshma has already tick marked over here. Okay, this is an event shared with her. So Reshma has already tick marked over here. So once the particular opposite person, the guest will accept the invitation, okay, then there will be tick mark. Similarly, there are different options over here. You want to go for a Google Meet meeting, then it is using Google Meet. Okay, it is over here. We can share this meeting. Now, what we do as a GEG leader is, now when we have our regular Saturday sessions, we announce the sessions, we accept the registrations, and on Saturday evening by 4 p.m. what we do is we just add the guests over here. I will just, if I am the organizer, okay, sorry, if I am the organizer, I will edit this event and I will simply add all the guests that is to be invited, all registered candidate emails over here. I will add it and I will save, and it will automatically go this invite to all these links will be passed on to the guests. So this is something about adding an event. Okay, so in level 1 examination, this is only which is important, we need to know. But I'll just share you something more. Is this, you see these different calendars over here. Now Dr. Vishal Varia is my personal name. It's the name that I've mentioned with this particular ID, Dr. Vishal Varia. So it is showing me this. Birthdays is something related to my email account. Okay, class 5 or GCE level 1 December 2020 something, these are something. I've created a Google Classroom. I've created a batch called GCE level 1, and in that I've got some students, and it is a calendar of here. So every calendar will be having a color. Okay, so if I go to the previous month, okay, this is March. Okay, this is March. If I go to the previous month, okay, if I still go to the month of January, okay, and I go for a month view. Okay, see here it will be showing as, see this red color. So this is a calendar for this particular batch. You see this blue color. Okay, 9 p.m. Google Meet testing. This is for this particular batch. Okay, then you see this super demo. You see these particular colors will identify. So the green color is assignment math. So green color is for GC level 1 December batch. Okay, likewise, if any birthdays are there, I'll show you. If any birthdays are there, I can easily show you there. But I have not saved any birthdays in this particular Gmail of mine. Over here, holidays in India. So this is a green color. So it's Guru Nanak Jayanti over here. Christmas Eve is a Christmas over here. New Year's Day. Okay, these are the holidays. So over here, you see September. Okay, I will go to November. I'll go to December, and see this is January. These are different events I've created. So this is, your calendar will help you organize your day-to-day activity. Okay, a calendar is a beautiful utility. Anything you can save to your personal self, you can share it with your team members, you can set up an appointment with any person having an email. I'll just show you. See, on February, I had this email with this is, see, Edward. So I had this particular email organized on 26th of the month. Okay, and I have this session organized on 27th of the month of the February. Now we are in the month of March. Okay, if you see, there is an assignment contributing something which is due on 1st March. Okay, today is 7th of March. I proceed ahead with 7th of March. This is Google GC level 1 bootcamp. This is level 2 bootcamp. 15th is an assignment. 10th is there is a samvad going on. I need to be present over there. This is another event over here. There's a meeting over here. So you see, the best way is you go for a week's view. So a week will start with Sunday and with Saturday. Okay. So when you click on here, this is 7th of the month today, and this is how your calendar will appear likewise. So this is something about the calendar I wanted to share with you. And if you've got any doubt, we can always take up. Any questions? Reshma?
No questions, but I know there has been questions about a lot of information, and we really try to make sure that we give you as much as help that we can. So any questions, even after this, feel free to email Dr. Varia or myself, or join our GEG Pune and Ahmedabad groups, Google groups, and just post the questions, and a lot of educators are ready to help you. And we are not Google, so we cannot take certifications, or we don't conduct exams. It is just that we want to show you what you can do to upgrade and upskill your skill self. And with the NEP changing and education system changing all over the world, I think it is a very, very good opportunity to distinguish yourself from other educators and learn technology. So very few minutes left, and let's go over what type of questions you might come across on the topics that we just shared. So the exam is multiple choice as well as scenario based. So all the scenario based things we already discussed with the tools for this morning session. But let us see how the MCQs might be in your exam. So here is first MCQ. Feel free to write the answers in the chat, and I already see a lot of answers. That why would you join Google Educator group? So let us know what answer you think is correct. Yes, I see Akhilesh sir, Amit sir, Deepika ma'am, a lot of them are saying all four options. Exactly. So this kind of questions are in MCQ. You need to click the right answers. Okay, let's go ahead and check the next one. Now, this is a little bit of scenario type questions, but it is still multiple choice. So go over the questions. Students in your history class are having difficulty understanding the significance of World War II. What activities do you think will help students more engaged? So feel free to come up with answer for question number 2 now in the chat.
So this is exactly you have been asked the question in your GCE certification examination. ऐसे ही आपको सवाल पूछे जाएंगे and you have to select the two options out of this.
So very clearly it is written like in check 2 or to answer.
Choose two
Another
answers,
very
yeah.
easy thing is if it is a radio button, that means agar circle hai so it is just one answer. If it is a check box, that means agar square hai question ke aage, so it's always a multiple choice question. But they have made it very simple. It says kitne answers hai and how much do you want to kill. So 1 and 4 I see, first 3 I see. Okay, so let me give the right answer. Yes, Dr. Varia.
Let us speed up a little bit. It's, I think.
Okay, let's move on. It is 1 and 3. Okay, so because you don't want teacher to give them a test or a form. Another question, which app analyzes data? I think we all know which one it is. It is number 2, right? Now, which of the following options are when we share a Google Doc? So let's see which one it is, 1, 2, 3, or 4. So what are the options in Google Sheet? It is, for question number 4, the answer is 1, edit, view, comment. Remember we did edit, we did people can view and people can comment on your sheet. Scenario based question, I got this question from the global GEG seminar, and then there is an example of this question. So they might ask you to create something that you want a colleague to be able to edit and another colleague to be able to comment. So the only thing that you have to do in this scenario based question is just create a form that is already there and then share it and make sure that you click which person should have edit rights and which one should have. So that is all that you need to do, but you need to show them, that means Google, that you know how the tools work. So there is another example of this scenario type question. So you have a spreadsheet and then you have answered questions. They will ask you to view the results in the spreadsheet. So ab aapko pata hai kahan jaake dekhne hai, because you know where Google Sheets are. Sort the sheet by member's name, create a pie chart. We have discussed everything. So similar questions will be there, right? So these are just examples, they are not the questions from the exam, but these are a kind of questions jo aapko puche jayenge, and aapko bas, you just have to do this and leave it there. Okay, Okay, so here we are, Dr. Varya.
Yeah. So very long session. I agree with Amit sir. Yes, it should be distributed in number of days, not in number of hours. But we just compiled it in one day, so it's on fast track because many of the members were very keen on taking up their GCE level 1 examinations. So again, taking the session on number of days was taking making them a delay in appearing for the examination. So we just concluded that it's better to have a full one day contribution to it, and we can share many things, and we will still be in kind of connection with all of the members here. We'll be in touch with email, we'll be in touch with regular newsletters, so that we'll be always updated with what's coming up with us, GG Ahmedabad or Pune. And you got any doubts for any level 1 examinations or any level 2 examination, you can get back to us on our email ID. And fine, that's all for the first half of the session, Reshma. And
Yes,
it's good to
and
go.
exactly, we are good to go. And thank you so much for joining. And we will see you again in the evening at 7 p.m. IST. And I have just shared the link again for the YouTube, set the reminder. And there are more things coming up and more collaboration with other tools as well. So thank you all so much. And
Yeah.
I'll see you in the evening.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay, then. See you in the evening. All right.
Bye.
Bye.